Hey, what's up, guys? You can see we got a guest with us tonight. We got Prepping with Sarge with us tonight, getting in on this topic. How's it going? Sarge?
Doing good. Thanks so much for having me on. This is going to be a tough one to talk about, but it's important, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot going on. We're going to try to get it in here in 30 minutes, hit the high points. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
So I know I saw some people in the chat that are familiar with my channel, but for those who are not, I'm here on YouTube as Prepping with Sarge, and I'm on Instagram as well. We do a lot of similar content. It's everything from gardening, foraging, to a little bit of financial prepping, talking about that, current events, things like that. And this year, one of my big focuses is trying to help get people prepared for what I think is one of the biggest threats that nobody in the news is talking about when they should be.
Cool. That must be the topic we're on tonight.
That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
All right, let's see who joined us here. We got Scott Hummer is in with us tonight. Grammy C made it live. My girl right there. Grammy C, I want to thank you. You popped a super chat in last week right at the end. And I didn't see it until I watched the replay and watched the comments. So thank you for that. Thank you very much. Texas Raiders with us tonight. And Wanda Landry. Let's see who else we got. Debbie Jones got her new cat, got her new kitten going. Oh, and that's always fun. All right. Come on down. Janet Neese. Janet. Okay, guys, listen up. This is important right here. Todd got injured today at work. He's in surgery right now.
Actually, he's in recovery.
He's in recovery now?
Yep.
Good.
She'll be back on in a few minutes.
But let's say a prayer for him. He got injured pretty bad on the job today. So let's ask the big man upstairs to help him out. I know he'll appreciate it. So it's a good thing that he got through his surgery okay and he's in recovery. Who else we got down here? The Buzz Man's with us. Buzz Runner's in the house. Come on. Pretty good conversation going. Hey, Lynn, how are you? You get any weather up your way? Today it held off down here, thank goodness. Our boy Tucker's in a kennel for the day. We took him over to the spa so he could get a bath and play with his friend.
It's the first day it hadn't rained in a week.
So, yeah, thank goodness it didn't rain and he didn't get all upset while he was over there. Who else we got here? David T4 is with us. All right, my man. And the other half of the Iowa crowd, Kathy C., Marcia and Paul. There we go. Tammy Joe was with us. Who else we got down here? We got anybody new in here this week? There's OVP, my man. Go over and check his channel out. Absolutely. He dropped one today that was kind of funny, actually. Patriot Ordnance is in the house. Scruffy Scrubs is with us. Yeah, I like those 4 Patriot supplies you got yesterday. You got some cool stuff there. There's another channel you got to check out, guys. Rural 2IC. He's putting out something every day, seems like. And it's always great stuff, interesting. It'll help you out. I promise you that for sure. Katie's with us. Michelle J. All right. She got her T-shirts. All right. I'm glad you did. The man's in North Carolina, but he decided to just come on back and visit me in Orlando tonight. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it, sir. Who else we got down here? We got anybody else? I'm getting close to the bottom. There's Glenn Anderson. Good to see you dropped in for the live tonight, Glenn. I hope you're doing well, sir. And Metal Textile is with us. I think that's the bottom of the list. No, I called out Rural. Okay. Called out his channel. You're sitting right there.
I'm sitting right here, but I was typing to somebody, so I got distracted. Sorry.
All right. We got some good news from the OP Nation this week, too, though. Dr. Phil and his wonderful wife, they have a newborn baby this week.
There we go.
So I know he won't be here tonight. That's for sure. He's got his hands full for a while.
New prepper entering the world.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. And then on Monday, we got together with Nishka for lunch. We had a great lunch, shared some fellowship, a couple of ideas, and everything went great. We had a good meal and had a lot of fun. So that's just some of what we got into this week. Looks like J1 popped in there. There he is, right there. All right. Thank you, bud. Yeah, congratulations to Dr. Phil and his family. So, hey, keep them in your prayers too. You know what it's like when you got a newborn, especially your first one. Yeah. Oh Lord.
Right.
Yep.
Yikes.
But you get
you hope that you hope the baby sleeps well. You really hope the baby sleeps well.
Yeah. Well, if it's like my two, they slept great for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But after that, nope. It was about a year and a half of no sleep.
Oh.
So,
Oh man.
If I missed you during the roll call, I apologize, guys. Grammy C, you're right. Hit that thumbs up for us. Me and Sarge appreciate it. You got to go over and check his channel out too.
Yeah, please
now, this
do.
This is a nice guy. This is a nice guy right here.
I do actually. Yeah, I should have mentioned that earlier. I also make some videos for LT Right Knives for their YouTube channel as well. So sometimes you'll see me over there as well.
Earl just popped his channel on there.
Right there. Yeah, go on there. Go check it out, y'all. That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, we're glad you're here with us. But I got a special announcement at the end, guys. Stick around. You're going to be glad you heard it. But let's get into it right now.
Okay.
You know, and I do. Tell everybody what we're talking about, Sarge.
Well, this came to my attention about last fall. So the Sean Ryan show, for those who like to listen to podcasts, you probably have heard of the Sean Ryan show. It's one of the more popular podcasts. It's way up there. It's not as popular as Joe Rogan, but it's way up there. Yep. And he had a guest on one day named Sarah Adams. Now, she was a CIA targeter. Okay. Now, I hope I get this information right. If somebody in chat says, no, that's not exactly how that works, just correct me. It's fine. But I believe a CIA targeter is somebody who they're watching particular people, usually, like terrorists or things like people like that, and tracking their movements and building contacts from inside these networks that can give them information and intel. And she was very active during Iraq and Afghanistan during those wars. And I believe she's retired from CIA now, and she has maintained some of those contacts that she had developed while she was over there. So she claims to have insiders within Al-Qaeda and ISIS-K. Okay. And that's not unusual, believe it or not. There are other people who have done that kind of level of intel that still have people that they talk to within those systems. So she now, because she operates outside of her previous role, she can speak a little bit more freely. And what she's been trying to bring attention to, and I know OP's got in the description there, he's got a link to one of the videos that we were talking about. She's trying to bring attention to that the intel coming out from her sources is that we've got in the United States, inside the United States, at least 1,000 Al-Qaeda operatives, sleeper cells.
Wow.
And they are here already. They came in, surprise, surprise, through the southern border during the Biden era.
Oh, no.
Real shocking, right?
Yeah.
Real shocking.
Yeah.
And they caught some of them, but they don't think they caught all of them. They also know that, and this was another source that I got this from that was also on that show. I'm blanking on his name, sorry. But there has been heavy weapons that has also been smuggled in through the southern border, including shoulder-fired missiles.
That don't surprise me.
Yep. So they call them man pads. I did a video on this. People can go check that out, what a man pad is. But it's basically like, if you want to think of like an RPG, it's like an RPG. It's similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that video today, and wow. Wow. It blew my mind, actually.
Yeah.
Because
scary.
She just put it out there for everybody to know. And like he said, it's linked down there in the description if you get the time to watch it. Not now, later. Go over there and watch that. But you were talking about the ones that were arrested. I got some information from a source yesterday that was telling me, as of March of this year, this is the numbers from March of this year back to the start of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
This is the numbers, people that's been arrested,
Mm-hmm.
terrorists right here in the United States.
Yep.
And, they all came through the
Yep.
same way that, that she was talking about in that video. And I've always said they could have drove a truck through there,
right,
through that southern border with anything in it.
Yeah,
Now,
and they did. And they did.
If they can get shoulder-fired missiles
right.
across, they can get small nuclear devices across.
Yeah.
Because, they can make a small nuclear device now about the size of a soccer ball.
Yeah, they call it suitcase nukes, right?
Yeah, suitcase nuke.
Yeah.
And it'll take out a city easy.
Yeah.
But they could have easily smuggled those over the border.
Yeah.
And just walked right across with them. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the problem wasn't getting dealt with, and it's still as you and I were talking before we went live. It's still slow. The response is slow towards finding these people who are allegedly here, just waiting for an order. Now, some things have come and gone. I actually was very nervous this July 4th. I thought that would be it, like that they were going to probably do it. We know we have our September anniversary is coming up again.
Yeah.
And then the big thing is next year is the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Exactly.
Man, would they love to?
Yep.
Would they
and
love
we have
to?
the Olympics coming up.
I was just going to say the Olympics, World Cup, got a lot coming up.
Yeah, we got World Cup. There's a lot of big high-profile events coming up here.
Yeah.
And all of them are targets. And
they would love to hit something big like that.
Sure they would. We think like the Super Bowl or something like that,
Right.
World Series, Daytona 500. They don't think, like we want to hit an American event. They want to hit a huge event.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hit something that's going to get absolute world attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
and her newer intel is really interesting. She says that what she's hearing is that they want to organize. So everybody knows about October 7th in Israel, right? The October 7th attack when basically Hamas attacked Israel, and it was a slaughter. It was a slaughter, and so they saw how successful that was, and and you have to understand that some of these factions are fighting with each other, but sometimes they're also working with each other and training with each other and stuff.
Right.
And they want what she believes is that they want to organize multiple simultaneous attacks similar to that. And that what they would probably do is what's called a double tap. So if people don't know what that is, this was a tactic that was used by the IRA in Northern Ireland frequently, where they will set off an explosive or some kind of event. It could be an active shooter too. It doesn't have to be an explosive. That's going to generate a big response from first responders, and it's going to get them all to come to this scene, and then they hit it again with something bigger, like a bomb, or you could have multiple snipers and it's like a turkey shoot, or, there's all kinds of different ways that they could do this. But she believes that they want to do that. And then that's just the beginning. Now, after they've taken out most of the first responders in a community, then they're going to start the massacre similar to October 7th.
Right. And
she thinks it's going to be multiple cities at the same time.
Right. Speaking of training, I got a couple of slides here. This one is from New Mexico, where they found a terrorist compound there.
Yeah.
And people were training there. And
what year was that? I think I remember this.
That was last year.
That was last year. Okay.
Yeah.
So
then they had one over in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
They found one over there as well. And that's just two of them.
Right.
There's a total of that they are known camps. There's a total of 22 verified Islamic camps in the United States.
Yep. I see my city right there.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and I'm sure there's probably that many or more that they don't know about.
Right.
I was working on a book a couple of months ago, and part of the story was a terrorist training camp here in the state of Florida, and how easy it is to disguise something like that here, where we got so much swampland and areas that nobody ever goes to, that they could easily convert to a training camp, and it would be hard to spot them from the sky because of our tall trees, our tree canopies we have down here that are massive. They could easily keep them out of sight from even helicopters or satellites. We know they use that now to spot them.
Yeah, well, and the way this probably would work is based on how Al-Qaeda operates, at least, is that you might have, let's say they're working in groups of, say, 20 people, right? Small groups of 20 people. You might have 4 or 5 people in that group know each other, but they don't know all 20, right? And only 1 or 2 people in that group of 20 knows who the contact order is that's going to give the contact order. So if one of them gets arrested, they don't even have enough intel to go on. Like, they could squeeze these people and they might get a couple more, but they're not going to get the whole group. It's all compartmentalized on purpose so that if one person gets caught, it doesn't blow the whole operation.
But that compartmentalized stuff is what's killing our response.
Yes, it is.
Or our readiness, I should say.
Yeah.
We still have, like it happened before in the September event. Let me put it that way. So we don't get restricted here. None of the departments were talking to each other.
Yep.
This, CIA had this little bit of intel, and FBI had this little bit of intel, and NSA had this, and nobody was talking. And they say they did away with that, but there's no way.
I don't believe that's true. I know you're connected to the first responder community. I'm also connected to the first responder community through my work. And when I ask people about this, are you getting any intel briefings on this stuff? Nope. Nobody's hearing anything. It's not filtering down to the level where it needs to be, which is the police, the fire, and the EMS in your community. It's not filtering down to that. Right.
The guys in the street that are out there. That's there to respond to those situations. What they need to know what to look for.
I mean, especially if they're talking about doing a double tap attack, our people need to know what they're going into. They still have to respond, but they need to know, like, hey, we got to pay attention. Is there a van parked right in front of this school that we're about to go into? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, and something like that would be so easy. Yeah. It would just make them a target, and it's so easy to do. Yeah. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy sometimes with the freedom that we have here. But hey, I'm not complaining about it. We need more of it, believe me. But we just, like you said, we have to pay attention. We have to see what's in the area. I know our unit that I worked with, we were great about that before it was even a big problem like this. We would get a call. Somebody had to saturate the area, and our captain, he said, okay, I want an outer perimeter, even though we don't know if there's anything going on out there.
Yeah.
And, he was one of the first ones, I think, probably in the United States to even think about this.
Right.
Because that was back in the 90s.
Well, and the tactics change. So if we were just talking about like school shootings, right? And that could be what kicks this off. It could be something like that, because that's going to generate every first responder available is going to respond.
Exactly.
Right? So it could be like, I know I did a video talking about like a hospital shooting. They could go into a hospital. People can't run. They're bedbound, right? Like, so it's a slaughter. So it could start, we don't know, but it could start with something like that. And the tactics changed in the 90s for police response, right? It used to be build a perimeter and try to negotiate, right? Try to make contact with who's inside. Well, after the Columbine shooting, the tactics changed to charge in. Everybody's going in. We have to stop the threat,
Well, unless they're in Texas or Florida.
No.
We had a couple of problems with some schools, and police were kind of slow to respond and didn't go in. But I got to give my boys in Nashville a pat on the back.
Yeah.
When they had that one up there, no hesitation.
Most of the time they run right in. Do you think that those couple incidents, there's just a training issue?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
I think the one down here in Florida, the guy, he just basically ran and hid.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. I mean, they had he was this old guy there. He was like this close to retirement. He didn't want to mess anything up.
He was trying to coast.
Yeah, and he got a cushy assignment, and he was just going to ride it out. But it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah. Oh man, I bet he every moment of his life he thinks I wish I could go back and do that differently.
Oh, he does. Yeah. All right, now here's the big question. What can the everyday prepper like me and you, I think I already had that up there, do to get ready for something like this?
Well, the thing is, it could happen close to us. I work in a city, and it could happen close to you. You need to be thinking about, number one, if you're not at home, does your family know how to access what they need, whether that be weapons or how to board up the door or whatever? Or if it's a dirty bomb or something like that, do they know how to access, plastic to seal up the windows and doors, or gas masks if you've got those or whatever? Communications, which you've been doing an awesome job covering, like different communications, because what if the cell phone towers go out? It's a good chance that could happen, or they get flooded, right? Sometimes during emergencies the cell phone towers get flooded. Different routes home, right? Like, so we all probably take the same route in and out of work every day. Try some different routes, just so like, if I couldn't get home this way, is there different ways? And then it starts getting into like your first aid, right? Get trained on first aid if you're not already.
Yeah, everybody needs that for sure. And you need a good first aid kit.
What's an EDC?
Everyday carry.
Oh, I should know that.
What rural pop in there?
Yeah,
there's
I
a
should know that.
Carry your EDC. That's right. Hey, all of that we got.
All of that, yeah.
We take care of that. And that's what you guys need to take care of out there. Let me add something while we have that right there.
And the last part there is self-defense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're about to get into here. If you're in a Walmart or a movie theater or a shopping mall or wherever, and you start hearing shots, I don't care if you have an AR under your coat. Do not run towards the shots unless you're willing to die.
Yeah.
Because it's not your responsibility to neutralize that person. You find the closest exit and you get the hell out. You cover yourself and your loved ones if they're with you. Now, if you're in a situation where you can't get out, find a good position and wait. Let me tell you, because if that's somebody in there picking off people, they're going to be walking around. They're going to be looking for future victims. Yeah. You find a place to hide. You find a place where you got good cover, and just maybe you can get a shot off. But you're not responsible for that. Do not try to be a hero. That's what I'm trying to get to. Don't try to be a hero.
Yeah, and I think it depends on training too, right? Like, I'm not military. Yeah, I'm not military. I've got some firearms training. I've got some defensive weapons tactics training, things like that. But I've never served overseas. I've never done anything like that. So my level of being able to realistically stop a shooter team of 5 is not good. It's not, this is not a video game, right?
Exactly.
But I've had other people on my channel who were operators, who were infantry. These guys have had a much higher level of training. They may make the choice to, like, hey, I'm going to do as much as I can to stop this threat. And in Israel, when October 7th happened, there were some people like that. There were people who were off duty, IDF, Israeli Defense Force. They grabbed their weapon and they engaged, and they took out a lot of bad guys, So
yeah, but the average person, like I said, in these places, they're not trained for that.
Nope. Yeah.
So, bless you, babe.
Excuse me.
Don't get into that conflict.
Yeah, we're not. Most of us are not John Wick. Yeah.
Unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
People with training, like me and probably a few others here, that's watching. My man Virginia Bushcrafter dropped in. Thank you, sir. We have that training, and we will do what we can to neutralize that. But if you've never been shot at, if you've never been in a shooting situation, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to be part of one. Absolutely. I've been shot at so many times I can't count them all. Well,
and also, like, as a former first responder, right? Doesn't that add to the chaos if you don't know who the good guys are, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even I've been in situations where I was off duty and I had to respond. I was still active on the police department, but I was off duty and I had to respond. But I made sure when I pulled my weapon, I had my badge right with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody saw me with that gun, they would see that badge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. That's some of that training. You got to know those kind of things. Even the good guys coming in might mistake you for a bad guy.
Because it's chaos, right?
Yep, it's absolute chaos.
Yep.
And the probably the biggest danger, and you have to absolutely have training not to do this, is tunnel vision. Because you get focused. You know, you're like, okay, that guy's over there. I got to go over there. Well, you're not paying attention to what's over here. And that's why I'm saying, unless you've been trained, don't even get involved in it. Yeah. Get out.
You can also be a good witness, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think Rural had mentioned situational awareness. That's a training that you can practice on your own, right? Mm-hmm. So when Mrs. Sarge and I are traveling, we'll do things like people, you know, just observing people, right? Like when you're getting on a plane, think about this. As you're in that room, the gate, as you're at the gate, look around and be like, okay, if there was trouble on this plane, who here may have had either military or first responder experience if I have to call for help, if I needed to like pull somebody to help me in here? Who here is going to be completely useless and needs to get out of my way if I have to do something, right? Yeah. And just kind of look around. Sometimes when I'm in a restaurant or shopping or whatever, I'll just kind of like look at the usual places where somebody will do a concealed carry, and I'm looking for prints. I'm not necessarily like looking for threats. It's just practicing that eye of like being a good observer, right? So when you walk into a store as you're shopping, as you get out of an aisle, just think, okay, what colors were the last three people I saw? What colors were their shirts?
Right.
How many people can really answer that, you know?
Or when you walk into a room, even in your home,
right?
You know, have your partner, your wife, your husband, your spouse, whatever, have them set something unusual there.
Yeah.
And see how long it takes, you know, them to notice it when they walk in the room. Mm-hmm. Because it becomes so normal for everybody. Okay, prepping for the ages. Thank you for coming in. Is that one of your people, Sarge?
Yep. How you doing tonight?
Yeah. Welcome aboard over here. I hope we'll entertain you enough to get you to subscribe. But there's, you know,
absolutely,
with all of these threats we have right here in this country right now, any of us could be in that situation at any time. Yeah. And you need to be ready for it.
That's situational awareness.
Yeah.
I was at Dollar Tree the other day and behind a woman buying things for her grandkids. Yeah. And I got in my car, and as I was getting ready to back out, she's got her phone up on her shoulder, talking on her phone with her back to the parking lot with the back of her car open and arranging stuff in the back of her car, and completely vulnerable to the world.
Wow. Yeah.
I wanted to stop and tell her, you know, but she got away from me before I could like bring it to her attention. Just next time, think about it.
Yeah.
So you've made me like that.
Good. Yeah. Keep your head out of that phone, guys, when you're out in public. Absolutely.
Yeah. I know somebody who got unfortunately sexually assaulted that way. Just like you're extremely vulnerable in that 3 or 4 seconds when you're getting in your car. You're extremely vulnerable right there. And so just before you do that, look around. Is there somebody standing nearby that they appear harmless, but they're kind of like on their phone or whatever? Why are they just standing there on their phone, right? Yeah. Or why are they hovering near their vehicle, but they're not getting in their vehicle? If it doesn't feel right, trust that gut instinct. Go back in the store. Yep. Wait 20 minutes. They're probably going to be gone. When you
she did that one day.
Good. I had a manager walk me to my car.
She went back in the store because she felt threatened, and the manager walked her back out to the car. So don't be ashamed to ask for that, guy.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I said, this gets right back to our topic. You never know when that one incident's going to pop up, when they're going to try to stir up something.
Yeah.
And, draw everybody in there, and then it just gets worse. So be aware, guys. Just be aware.
Absolutely. All
right. You got anything else you want to bring us tonight, Sarge?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of stuff around trauma and mental health, and think about, if we are looking, hey, listen, let's pray that none of this stuff that we're talking about happens. Of course, we don't want any of this, right? But we are going to have more storms, right? Like we know there's going to be more natural disasters and things like that. Get some training also on mental health first aid. A lot of times you can get this, like the churches will sometimes do it and things like that, and it's usually free. And all it is just basic skills for like working with somebody who's maybe just been through something and listening and being a good supporter, because you can mitigate a lot of long-term mental health damage if you give some good support in the aftermath of something like that, right? So it just starts with like listening, validating, and then if the person thinks they might be experiencing some longer term stuff, knowing some resources in your area that like, hey, it sounds like you're having some nightmares, sounds like you've been going through a lot, here's a couple numbers for people in the area that might be able to help if you decide to follow through. You don't have to pressure them, just give them that information, and then
that's right.
That'll do a lot of good too.
That would help tremendously.
Yep.
All right, let's get on to the fun part here. We're going to give something away next week. All right.
Nice.
I'm going to give away a solar powered generator.
Ooh.
300-watt solar powered generator. Now I'm going to tell you how you can enter. You need to enter, Sarge.
All right. Hey, I could always use another one of those. I've got one, but I could use a backup.
Yeah. Hey, 1 is none, 2 is 1.
You got it.
And 3 is even better.
Right.
There you go. But you guys, you old timers here, you know what you got to do. Shoot me an email. Let me put my email address up there so you guys can see it. There it is right there for everybody to see. Shoot me an email. The title of the email is contest. And all I want to see in the body of that is the name that you use when I look right over here at this roll call. I want to see that name. Contest, and then in the body, just put that. Put your name right there. That's it. That's all you got to do. And you have to be here next Thursday night when we do the drawing. If you're not here and I pull your name, bad news.
Too bad you missed it.
All right.
Yeah.
But before I get out of here, I want to say thanks again, Sarge. I appreciate you being here with us so much.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you and for bringing a little bit more attention to this. I hope it helps people be prepared.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we're here for. I'm just here to help people. I put out some comms videos this week. You guys check them out if you hadn't seen them. I got one coming out Sunday. It's already in the queue, ready to go. I reviewed that little portable DVD player for you to stick in your Faraday cage. We'll see if it's any good or not. You got to come back and watch to see. But with that, I'm going to say stay strong, keep prepping. Don't just pray for the United States. Pray that the Lord takes care of us all.
Amen.
The Orlando Prepper is out.